What if the most pivotal moment in Christian history, the crucifixion of Jesus, was not the end, but the beginning of another extraordinary chapter? For centuries, believers have accepted the narrative of Jesus dying on the cross, resurrecting and ascending to heaven. Yet a controversial theory whispers of a different fate, that Jesus survived the crucifixion, journeyed eastward, and lived out his final years in Kashmir, where his tomb is said to rest. This story, though disputed, continues to captivate seekers of hidden truths and alternative histories. The crucifixion was intended as a brutal execution, but some accounts suggest Jesus did not die on the cross. Instead, he fell unconscious and was later revived by his followers. The Gospel of John mentions that Jesus' legs were not broken, unlike the other crucified men, and that a spear wound was inflicted, details that some interpret as evidence he was not fatally injured. Supporters of this theory argue that Jesus was secretly treated and smuggled away from Roman authorities. Why would Jesus leave Judea? The answer lies in survival. The Roman Empire was hostile to his teachings, and remaining in Jerusalem meant certain death. Ancient trade routes connected the Middle East to South Asia, and it is believed Jesus traveled along these paths through Persia and Afghanistan, eventually reaching Kashmir. This region, known for its spiritual traditions and relative isolation, offered refuge and a receptive audience for his message. In Kashmir, local traditions speak of a wise teacher named Yusuf, who preached compassion, humility, and devotion to God. His teachings bear striking resemblance to those of Jesus. Some historical texts describe Yusuf as a foreign prophet who settled in Srinagar. Scholars who support this theory claim Yusuf was Jesus under another name, continuing his mission far from Roman persecution. The Rosabal shrine in Srinagar is central to this belief. It is revered as the tomb of Yusuf, and its inscriptions suggest that the man buried there was a prophet who came from afar. Pilgrims and researchers alike visit the site, drawn by the possibility that it holds the earthly remains of Jesus Christ. Mainstream Christianity rejects this theory, holding firmly to the resurrection narrative. Yet alternative historians, mystics, and researchers argue that the Kashmir account fills gaps left by canonical texts. The absence of detailed records of Jesus' life after the crucifixion fuels speculation. Moreover, similarities between Kashmiri traditions and Christian teachings add weight to the possibility of his presence there. Critics dismiss the theory as legend, pointing out the lack of definitive archaeological evidence. Still, the persistence of the story across centuries suggests it cannot be easily ignored. It represents a fascinating intersection of faith, folklore, and historical inquiry. Whether true or not, the idea of Jesus in Kashmir carries symbolic